Hello everyone, welcome back. In this lecture we will do a small example which will examine the basic benefits of employment income which we have studied in the previous video. Now this is a small example and it is not a comprehensive example, so we have studied about 10 to 12 benefits of employment income. So I've just made a small example to examine, to test the understanding of whatever so far we have studied. Alright, so let's move to our lecture notes. At this time I won't be sharing the screen with you because if I share the screen with you then you can't see me do this question. Alright, now could you please come to page number 14 of your notes. Please come to page number 14 of your notes. Now before we do this question, which is at the end of page number 14 of the notes, a small example just after the benefit number 13. Now please pause the video and try to do it yourself first. If you can't do it, and if you do it wrong, then you can watch me do it. But it is always better to do it yourself because it strengthens your concepts. When you see me do it and you rectify your mistake, it is always better to rectify your mistake in the class rather than when it is too late to rectify the mistake in the exam hall. Alright? So just pause the video and try to do it yourself. Let's start then. It says James has been employed at an annual salary of £48,000. So he was employed. So the first thing which he was getting was salary of £48,000. Now his salary was £48,000 during tax year 16-17. Tax year 16-17 is our current tax year, and he also received following benefits. Now let's start then. First of all, we will put the salary. So let's go and start the salary. So salary is £48,000. He's earning salary of £48,000. Now after putting the salary, we will also put some benefits as well, which we will find in our question. You remember how to calculate the employment income: salary plus bonus plus benefits less whatever employee has paid towards the benefit and less allowable deduction is equal to employment income. So first thing is already there, salary. Now let's look at the benefits, if there are any, or if there is any bonus. Continue reading the question. Now the information number 1, it says that a diesel car. Now it says a diesel car. Whenever you see the word a diesel car, what comes in your mind? I told you in the previous lecture that an extra 3% will be added whenever you see the word diesel car. It does not apply to the petrol car, but when you see a diesel car, there will be extra 3%. So a diesel car with a list price of £25,000. So there is a list price. It will also go into our formula to calculate the car benefit. So list price of £25,000. The employer was able to buy the car at a discount and just paid £23,000 and £500. Now, although the list price was £25,000, but employer got some discount because it was his friend or whatever. So he eventually paid £23,000 and £23,500. Now this information which says that he got it at discount, it is just for you to distract from the main figure. Now the main figure which you need is the list price, because list price will go into the formula. Now most students confuse this with the discounted price, but the discounted price is just given in order to confuse the students. So you don't need to do anything with the discounted price. You just pick the list price and that will go into the formula. Right? Then it says the car had 129 grams per kilometer of CO2 emissions. So this gram of CO2 emissions are in excess more than 95 grams. Excuse me. So we'll put 16% standard, and then we will divide, and then we will do another calculation: 129 less 95 divided by 5, as we have seen in the previous video. Then it says that James made a capital contribution of £7,000 at the time of purchase of car. Now he's also contributed £7,000. Now you remember that maximum we can contribute, maximum an employee can contribute is £5,000. I mean, he can contribute more, but in order to calculate the benefit of the car, maximum we can take is £5,000. The car was made available to James for his private journeys. Now car was also made available for private journeys. James reimbursed his employer £50 per month for using the car privately and £20 per month for the provision of the fuel. Now he paid £50 for the use of the car, and he also paid £20 towards the fuel as well. Now when you pay for the fuel in order to use the car privately, you pay for something for the fuel. Now it won't have any effect, it will not be deducted. However, when you pay towards the use of the car for private use, that will be deductible, that will be deducted out of the benefit, but no portion of fuel will be deducted if it is for private use. So this £20 which it says pays for the fuel, it will not be deducted. Now let's go ahead and calculate the benefit of the car. So next thing we add here is a car benefit. So car benefit, and it is working number 1. Now working number 1, we shall start here. That is working 1, and it is car benefit. Now car benefit, we take the list price. List price in this case is £25,000. So £25,000 less maximum we can contribute, capital contribution, £5,000 we can take, and then we will have to multiply it by 16, which is a percentage obviously, then 129 which is given to us in the question, less 95 plus 3% extra for the diesel car, and that's it. This is the formula. Now it does not tell us in the question that for how many months this car was provided for. If question does not tell us anything that for specific months this car was provided, then we will assume that it was provided for the whole year, throughout the year. Alright, so we will assume that it was provided throughout the year. Now if it would have said in the question that it was provided for 3 months, then we would also have multiplied by 3 divided by 12. Alright, but it does not say anything, so we will assume that it is for the full year. Right, then let's continue. 25,000 less 5,000 plus 16, and then we will have to add 129 minus 95 and plus 30% as well. So let's do it on the calculator. Let me do it as well. You do it on your own calculators. So it comes to 129. When it is 129, please, I told you in the previous lecture as well, that please round it, not round it to the next one, round it to the previous one. So we will round it not to the 130, however we will round it back to 125. Alright, so 125 less 95 divided by 5. I did not write it down, so we will divide it by 5 as well. So it will be 6 plus 16 plus 3, so 6 plus 16 plus 3, it comes to 25. Alright, so that is 25. So 25,000 minus 5,000, it comes to £20,000, multiplied by 25%, it comes to how much? £5,000, if I'm not wrong. So 20,000 into 25% is equal to 5,000. Now this 5,000 is the benefit of the car. Alright? Now another thing which was given in the question, another thing which was given in the question was that he paid something towards the benefit, towards the usage of the car. Now how much he has paid? He paid, it says £50 per month for the use of the car. So £50 per month, so less contribution for usage. So it was £50 per month into 12 months, it comes to £600. If we deduct that, it comes to 4,400 pounds. Then what we have to do is we will also have to calculate the benefit of fuel. Benefit for fuel. Now benefit for fuel, it is a standard amount which we have seen in the previous lecture. It is 22,200 into the same percentage which we have used there. So same percentage is 25% because we have already used it in the previous calculation while calculating the benefit of the car. So same percentage will apply here as well. So 22,200 into 25%. So whatever the amount comes here, that is the benefit of the benefit for the fuel. So 22,200 into 25%, that comes to 5,550, and we'll add them to, that is benefit of the car. So 5,550 plus 4,400, that is 9,950, and that is the benefit of the car. So 9,950, that will be the benefit of the car. All right. So we have already calculated the benefit of car. Let's move to the next one, please. Now, in the note number 2, it says that. Before we move to the next one, again I want to tell you that while calculating the benefit for the fuel, we will not deduct anything which he has contributed towards the usage of the fuel. We can only deduct contribution while using the car, but we cannot deduct any portion of the fuel. All right. So let's move to the next one. Employer has provided James a computer laptop for his private use since 6 April 2015. Now 6 April 2015, it is a previous tax year. Remember our current tax year is from 6th of April 2016 to 5th of April 2017. So it is 6th of April 2015, which means the previous tax year. So it was provided in the previous tax year, and its market value at that time was £250. On 5th of October 2016, which is current tax year, James purchased the laptop from his employer for £60, and its market value then was £100. So the next benefit is laptop. So laptop, and that comes to working number 2. Now, while calculating the benefit of the laptop, there are two things to know. First is the usage of the laptop, and then is eventually purchase of the laptop. All right. So let's go ahead and do this calculation as well. So that is working 2 laptop. Laptop, first of all, usage. So in order to calculate the usage of the laptop, remember while calculating the benefit of the other assets, now laptop is also one of the other assets, so we will take the 20% of the market value of the asset. Now when taking the 20% of the market value of the asset, if it was provided for less than a year, then we will have to proportionate that to the nearest months. Now because he has purchased this laptop during our current tax year, and we are calculating the benefit for the current tax year. Please remember, we are calculating the benefit for the current tax year. So our current tax year starts on 6th of April. So, but he has purchased the laptop on 5th of October. So from 6th of April to 5th of October, it comes to April, May, June, July, August, September. So these are 6 months. So he has used this laptop for 6 months. So let's go ahead and calculate the usage. So it was £250 into 20% multiplied by 6/12. That is his usage. That is the amount which he has used for. So 20% comes to £50, and half of that is going to be £25. So that is the usage of the laptop. Right? Now we also have to calculate the purchase of laptop. So purchase of laptop. Now while calculating the purchase of the laptop, we will have to see that what was the market value when it was first provided. So market value when first provided it was £250 less amount paid by employee. How much it is? How much he has paid? He has paid £60, and you know, already whatever has already been used, you know, already depreciation, you can say, or usage is £250 multiplied by 20% multiplied by 1.5. Now, why did I put 1.5 here? Now, the reason I put 1.5 is because he has used this laptop for 1.5 years since he bought it. Now, he bought this laptop on 6th of April 2015, whereas he started using this laptop on 6th of April 2015, but employee has eventually bought the laptop on October 2016, which comes to altogether 1.5 year. So that's why I've multiplied by 1.5, which comes to 1.5 years. All right, so if I total that, it comes to £75. Right? Now, when I do that, let me do it on the calculator. $250. So it was 250 less £60 less £75 equals £115. So that comes to £115. Now, you remember, this is one of the methods to calculate the purchase of the laptop. There are two methods to calculate the purchase of the laptop, and whichever comes higher, we will have to use that. Now, this was the first method. Now, other method is we'll take the market value when it was bought by the employee. So when it was bought by the employee, market value when bought by employee, it was £100. Amount paid by employee, amount paid by employee, it comes to £60, I think so. Let me recheck it. Where is it? So yeah, eventually it comes to £40. So whichever is higher out of these, that will be considered as our benefit. So we know that this one is higher, so this one will be considered as our benefit. Now, this one and £25 as well, which is for the laptop usage, both of them total, if we make the total of that, that will go into our final figure. So it comes to how much? 140 £140, and that is the benefit of laptop. Please make sure you redo the calculation. I might do some mistake while doing the calculations on the calculator. Excuse me. Now, let's look at the next one now, which is benefit number 3. It says during 6th April 16 to 5th of December 2016, so it comes to how many months? May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So these are about 7-8 months. James traveled on his own car for business journeys. His employer paid James 0.32 per mile for 14,000 miles traveled for business. Now, what happened is that because James was using his own car, employer said that you can use your own car while you do the business, and I will pay you some amount towards the fuel and towards the depreciation of the car as well. Excuse me. Right, so how much he was paying? The employer paid him 32 pence per mile. So which rule will apply here? You remember the rule which we have studied in the previous lecture was approved mileage allowance. So that will apply here. So let's go ahead and put this one in here. So mileage allowance, and it will come to working number 3. So while calculating the mileage allowance, we will have to see that how much employer has paid. Employer paid 14,000 miles at the rate of 0.32 per mile. All right. Approved mileage was first 10,000 miles at the rate of 0.45 pence, and above that at the rate of 25 pence. So 4,500, and it comes to how much? 1,000, I think. So altogether 5,500. So 5,500 less 14,000 into 0.32, it comes to 4,480. Now if we deduct this one out of this, it is coming into negative. Now what does the negative means? That it will be deducted. So it will not be a benefit, however it will be deduction, and it is of 1,020. So 1,020 is a deduction, and it will be deducted out of the benefit. So it will reduce the benefit, so we will have to pay less tax. Right? Let's move to the next one now. I hope that you got my point here. How much employer has paid him? Employer said that you traveled 14,000 miles during this period. I'll pay you 32 pence per mile. So that's how much employer has paid. But up to this amount is tax free. So that is standard rate which is given to us in the notes. So first 10,000 miles, it's 4,500 pounds at the rate of 45 pence, and above that it's it's at the rate of 25 pence, and that comes to 1,000 pounds. All right, let's move to the next one now, which is the last one. On 5th of October 2016, James was provided with a cheap loan of 30,000 pounds at the rate of 2%. Now James repaid 18,000 pounds of the loan on 5th of December. The remaining loan was still outstanding at the year end. Now that is beneficial loan. So the next figure which we will put here is the beneficial loan. And that is working number 4 and the last working. Now in order to calculate the benefit on the loan, in order to calculate the beneficial loan, there are 2 methods to calculate it. One is average method, as you know. Another one is strict method, or sometimes known as accurate method. Right, so let's go ahead and put this one as well. So that is working number 4. Beneficial loan. First one is average method. So do the average method first. So in average method, what we do is we take the highest loan during the tax year and the lowest loan during the tax year. So it took loan of 30,000 pounds on 5th of October. So highest loan will be on the first day, isn't it? So first day there will be a highest loan, which is 30,000 pounds, and the lowest will be, and it says that he has paid back 18,000 pounds. So he paid back 18,000 pounds, and the remaining was still outstanding at year end. So at year end means the lowest loan was at the year end, which was 12,000 pounds. So we'll add 12,000 as well. So highest loan during the tax year plus lowest loan during the tax year divided by 2 multiplied by official rate of interest, which is 3%. And for how many months was it for? This was for the 6 months period. So we'll multiply it by 6 divided by 12. Right? So let's do the calculations. So that is 30,000 pounds plus 12,000 pounds divided by 2. That comes to 21,000 pounds multiplied by 3%. 630 divided by 2, 315 pounds. So that comes to 315 pounds. And how much he actually paid? Now we'll deduct less actually paid. Now while calculating the actually paid, let's look at the question. Now official rate, because in the first case we put the official rate, now in actually paid case we will put the rate which he actually paid. In this case he paid a 2% interest. So let's go ahead and do this. So 30,000 pounds was the official 30,000 pounds was a loan on first day, and it was at the rate of 2%. And for how many months was this loan for? He paid 18,000 on 5th of December, so October, November, and these were only 2 months. All right, so sorry, November and December, these were 2 months, so it was only for 2 months. So multiplied by 2 over 12, and the remaining one, which was 12,000 pounds, multiplied by 2%, and this one was for 4 months. So let's see how much it is in our this case. Let's do the calculations now. So 30,000 pounds into 2% multiplied by 2 over 12, 100 pounds here, and 12,000 pounds multiplied by 2% and multiplied by 4 over 12. This comes to 80. So altogether 180. So if we deduct this one, that is actually paid, so 315 minus 180, that is 135. That is an average method. Now let's do with the strict method. In the strict method, we do the actual months, we'll do the nearest months. So we'll take 30,000 pounds multiplied by official rate of interest multiplied by 2 over 12, 12,000 pounds multiplied by official rate of interest multiplied by 4 over 12. Less actually paid. Now actually paid will be exactly the same as above, same as above, same as above, which is 180, I think, 180. So we will deduct this one out of this. So let's do this one. 30,000 pounds multiplied by 3% multiplied by 2 over 12, £150, and the next one is 12,000 pounds into 3% multiplied by 4 over 12. So that comes to 120. So if we make total of that and deduct 180, 150 plus 120 less 180, it comes to 90. All right. So the the average method, while we calculated the beneficial loan in the actual method, while we calculated the beneficial loan in the average method, the total was 135, and while we calculated it under the strict method, the total was £90. Now when the question is silent, it says, we know the rule, when the question is silent we will choose the lower one. So obviously the question is silent, it does not say anything, so we'll choose the lower one. So lower one is £90, so let's go ahead and put the £90 here. That is the amount of beneficial loan. Alright, now please make sure you redo the calculations. Wherever I did the calculations, I might have done mistakes while doing with the calculator. Please make sure you redo them. Alright, that's it for now, and I will see you in the next video with the more interesting stuff of ACCA Physics taxation. And remember, the last bit which we did was a beneficial loan. Now we only calculate the beneficial loan. Benefit will only be calculated when the loan is in excess of £10,000. In this case, the beneficial loan was £30,000. That's why we calculated. If it would have been less than that, if it would have been less than £10,000, then there was no need to calculate, because it would have been exempt benefit. All right. Now, if we total this figure, that will be our employment income. So please make sure you do that. Whatever the total is, that will be our employment income. All right. That's it, and I will see you in the next video.